Hey, it's 5 Seconds of Summer here, also known as 5 Sauce, and we'll be on the Zach Sang Show. Check it out. Oh, we are on?
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Okay.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for bringing me flowers.
You're welcome, man.
Hello, beautiful human. We got Dan here.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the studio. 5 seconds of summer.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
I want you to have confidence in the first thing that pops into your head. You should say it.
Okay, I will then.
Okay, cool.
I will for the remainder of the interview. I feel like I've.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, maybe not. You know, I'll throw a few first
go
thing
for
that
it.
pops in the head. We'll see.
Okay, got it.
No, Ashton, not into that.
I'm definitely not doing that. I would have. Nope.
How are you doing?
Me?
Yes, you.
Doing good. I sat at the front, didn't I?
Yeah, you're right. Obviously ready to speak. You have a lot to talk about with this record.
No, I don't actually. I'm enjoying everyone speaking more these days. It's been nice. I feel like I used to speak too much.
Did somebody tell you to shut up, or does that just naturally happen?
My
hey.
subconscious.
Okay, got it.
It's like, calm it down, dude.
Yeah,
Other people need to talk.
Let somebody else.
And I like that. What do you guys got to say for yourselves?
Callum actually just told you to shut up.
I just said, hey, shut up.
Hey, shut up. Hey, shut up, hey.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I read Callum's message that you sent to fans along with the record Teeth, or at least that's
Yes.
what was on Genius. And you were talking about how you were able to relate to this record, which, by the way, is pretty sick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you talking to me or Callum? He's right behind me.
I'm
Hey, shut up.
talking to Callum
Oh,
Oh, yes.
because you weren't in the room when the song was written,
I wasn't, but my spirit was.
apparently. So what are you thinking during your first listen?
I'm thinking, I actually wrote something about this the other day. I said something along the lines of, when I first heard it, it's kind of like another part of the soul that hadn't been discovered for this band. And I think it serves such a huge purpose in connecting our roots and what we're trying to achieve within this next record. And it's a big bridge, and I think it's a big step for us. So honestly, I'm pretty stoked, Zach.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
You know what's crazy? Because I read that somewhere. I was reading an article on the song, you know, as you do on release day, you know, a little bit, you know, what's everyone saying? And you don't really see like each other's like quotes on the band, because usually a manager will come up and be like, hey, can we get like a quote from, you know, someone on the song? And I didn't see Callum's, and I just thought it was a really good way of putting it.
You guys are in the room writing it. When you listen to it for the first time, you're not listening to it finished, right? Or are you listening to just the lyrics of it? Callum?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm directly behind.
I know. It's like I'm looking at Ashton. I'm talking to you.
Ashton trying to decipher whether he's talking.
The equation.
Well, because you guys obviously, you were in the studio when it was written, but when it comes to you, are you just reading through lyrics? Like the first time you guys all get into the studio, because there's a lot of writers on it. Watt and Louis Bell, right? Those are the producers. Like, is the song done by the time the session's over, or like when you're ready to share, what stage is it at?
As someone else who wasn't in the room when it was written, and when I heard it, it was pretty close to how it is now. It was like, I mean, obviously it sounded like a demo, and there was like a couple of things to do left, but it honestly wasn't a million miles away. And I think that when I heard it, I was like, you know, it just felt so different from anything that we'd done before, and aggressive in a way that felt like it didn't feel like we were forcing this sort of like aggression or like this tone out of it. It just felt like it comes naturally, and that it wasn't, you know, it's not trying too hard. And that was what I loved about it. I was like, this is what we've been looking for, to get this across in a way without it feeling like we're really going for it in the same way that Youngblood does. You know, it feels aggressive, but also like somber and passionate at the same time.
I was just gonna say it's more passion over aggression.
Yeah. So that was like incredible when I first heard that, and I was not expecting it. It was awesome.
What's the energy in the room? What story were you guys trying to tell with the rest of these writers on it?
Well, it was Ali Tamposi and Ryan Tedder, and we'd written with them a lot. Ali is our main writing partner as of, well, these days. So we were already kind of manifesting a particular energy with our studio work at the time. And you can hear that kind of, it was a flow over from Youngblood and when we made that song with them. And now we're talking about, because that connected with people, that was influential in the way we're approaching our music now. So we have chats about, okay, well, where did that song come from? Well, it came from this particular era, and at the time we were influenced by X, X, and X. So, okay, let's add some other influences into the mix here that are relevant to those influences. So now we're just exploring, for instance, the way we played Youngblood live heavily influenced this song, Teeth. Because we play it in a four-to-the-floor motion, and we had to change a lot of it to be more Clash-esque for it to make sense musically for the band. So we took what we learned by playing a song like Youngblood live back into the studio, and then you just you carry on the thought process.
So part of that gives it a more live instrument sound, which is on all of your other records, but and we've talked about previous in the last interview, you guys, a lot of times you would jam and then that kind of gives you an idea of the production of a song.
Yeah.
So you're saying how you play Youngblood in terms of how, I don't want to say like, I don't want this to sound corny, but like how hardcore it is?
Yeah, we kind of just play it with a heavier musical intention. It's like the finale song for our band, and we just play it a lot heavier with more kind of rock influence. So taking that energy, bottling it up, and throwing it into these new sessions and writing periods that we've had have produced songs like Teeth.
Which I wouldn't say a whole new sound for you guys, but an extension.
Totally, yeah. It's a great extension, I think, too, because it's pretty much all my favorite influences in one song. You're hearing industrial influences. You're hearing a lot of kind of, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is playing on this song. He's playing guitar.
Cool.
And just the fact that it's such a riff-based song with a pop melody at this particular point in musical history, I think it's an awesome song in general, regardless of who it's by.
You go.
No, I was gonna say. So if Tom's playing on the song, Michael, does that like hurt your feelings that they say?
You know what? Every time that we say Tom's on it, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, so like, what are you doing in it?" But sometimes you just have to be like, "Okay, this is Tom's thing."
Yeah.
And like obviously I can't. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, maybe I should like replay that guitar part." Like I don't know if Tom Morello did that right.
That makes sense.
You know what I really enjoyed about him, though, is he had a youthful approach and a really awesome approach to just playing on songs in general. Like, he obviously wasn't in the studio that day to play on a 5 Seconds of Summer song, but Andrew Watt, the producer of the song, was like, "Hey, do you want to play on this?" And he said yes, and the fact that he's had a career like he's had and he's still motivated to just play and be a part of music and the process is great.
It helps push forward the next generation, too.
Yeah, totally.
It was definitely cool because he had already played on it, and then we came down and like met him. He was just like, he was stoked. He loved the song. It's like, yeah, I love the song. He just played in it for fun. Just such a cool thing to do, Yeah.
Also a testament to the record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to that for the first time, do notes hit your head, or are you just like totally obsessed with the fact that this type of icon put his freaking fingers on your record?
Well, it became more part of the energy and the soul of the song. I don't necessarily like imagine every time I listen to the song like Tom playing, but I think it's an awesome, because we're heavily influenced by 80s and 90s, and everyone kind of knows that, I guess, that pays attention to us. So just having his energy in there made it even kind of more legit in a way.
So Easier is in the middle of Youngblood and Teeth.
It makes sense, right?
Kind of.
It does make sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
If you were to put a genre around, if you were to put Teeth into a genre, which I hate even asking the question,
Yeah.
where would you put
I
it?
think it's industrial pop rock.
Would you put Easier in the same category?
Industrial pop.
Yeah. Maybe take out the rock. I suppose, but not really. It's kind of the same. It's all in the same.
Same
Yeah,
zone.
industrial pop rock. Sounds about right.
Is it?
That's nice on the iTunes label.
I guarantee you it won't say
It
that.
definitely
but
won't.
That's where it came
It's
from.
but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, I mean, obviously we think about like influences in the music side of it, but at the end of the day, if it's a good song, it's a good song,
Yeah.
you know. And what we strive for in the studio, and what kind of drives me personally, even, is just like to write the best songs that we can. Like what's gonna jump out melodically and lyrically, and what's gonna like to offset, because really that track with that kind of the mix it has is very, very like rock.
Oh yeah.
It's like a heavy rock song. Really. So the thing that offsets it is that melodic, you know, delicate kind of pop stuff over the top with the lyrics. It's kind of so it's difficult. It's basically it's a pop song. All good songs are a pop song in the end, but it's kind of like it's really a rock bass. It's crazy.
And what's cool right now, I think, is that there's so much, like there's just way less limits on pop music in general. Like right now specifically seems to be the time where it doesn't really matter. And I think we're really lucky to be in this period right now where it doesn't matter what genre it is, you know. If it's like, if people like how it sounds, then it's just going to be a popular song. Like I don't think anyone right now could define what the sound of like pop is, because it's changed so much, even just like in a couple years. You know, there's been so many artists that have changed pop's direction in so many different like lanes, you know, that it's so open now.
100%. Anything is considered pop
Yeah.
music because pop is just popular. So it's
But
not
I
a
think
genre.
before you used to be able to define like pop. You used to be able to be like, what's pop right now is like a song that sounds like XYZ. And I feel like now, like since artists like Billie Eilish and stuff, that is just out the window. It's just make music that is so good and that is undeniable, and then it follows.
Hey, beautiful human, real quick. If you're considering going back to school, you should ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits that you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University could be the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers 200 highly ranked degree programs, 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. If you want more information, text my name, Zach, to 35517. That is Zach to 35517, so you can learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. That's a big number. 87% of the graduates, they get a job in 90 days. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text Zach to 35517. That is ZACH to 35517. Knowledge is power. What you guys are putting out now, and from Youngblood, just talking about this most recent era, it is really different to what else is being serviced to radio, and even a lot of the stuff that's different that's making the streaming services, because it is rock and 21 Pilots, Chlorine, obviously, but like what?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, but also I think people are releasing their music differently and not pursuing the same avenues we are. Like, because of our genesis as a group and our footsteps throughout our career, we are in a pop space. That's where we land, and that's where we are. There's so many bands doing incredible things, and they just aren't pursuing the same path as us. Maybe they're just not as visible in the popular eye or the commercial popular eye. But there's so many bands and groups and things out there. They're playing their own game, and I really appreciate that. There's so many of them.
What is your game? Because even this week, we have a ton of new music dropping.
Our game is not too difficult. We make sure we're stoked as a band, because nothing else really matters above that. Like, if we sit up here and hate what we release and hate what we do, then it's a waste of time. So, we make these records and we go, yeah, this is feeling good, and this serves where we want to be as a band in a couple years. And then, you stay true to your fan base, and we fill in the gaps for modern rock groups. I think. I think we try out things. We're persistent. We always push ourselves with our production and our lyrical content and our graphic content, and we become a band to follow, not a band following. So that's kind of what we want to do.
What you just said, being a band that is followed, doesn't do the following, that is a huge statement. But like a lot of artists fall victim to following. When people go right, you feel like it's safer to go right.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get to where you want to get, and I think a lot of groups will copy each other until, something of theirs pops off, and finally they can make an individual creative move, which, because they will have then scored the attention of people. It's difficult.
So, yeah, it's not until they have popularity that they choose to become creatively free.
Yeah, it's just like if you had, you have pop artists on your show and your show gains popularity, and then, you have the viewers, listeners, and then finally you can get a curveball on your show and you'll still have those listeners' attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of people copy each other. They just want a foot in the door. And I don't blame them. It's difficult.
Yeah, it really is hard.
So hard.
Yeah, we to some degree did that in the early days. Half because we were young and a little bit didn't exactly know what we were as a band, and I think until we got that foot in the door with the first couple of albums and we had like a fan base, that's when young blood and stuff comes, and we can make. If you listen to our first album and then Teeth, it's like two totally different things, and that's awesome, and it means that we. Like, it's difficult as a band to get through that. We've been a band for how long? 8 years now, and to get through all that and kind of still be stoked on the music you're releasing and not hate each other,
it's
and
huge.
it's there's a lot of little victories, and for Teeth to be out today is a big victory, and I can't believe. I can because I like the song a lot, but I can't believe that we can release that song and people like it. And it's just a weird thing. Like, it's a cool thing to be like, I can't believe I'm in this band. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds like a funny thing, but it's like, oh, like.
No, but to say that 8 years later.
It's so cool.
That there's no jadedness, that you're not sick of it, you're not annoyed with each other, you don't hate the music you put out or are forced to record.
It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
It's cool, though. It's awesome.
How have you seen your fan base change over those 8 years?
We see them like everyone else who's new.
Okay.
That's a crazy thing to witness as a group. Like, oh, damn, everyone likes that person now. Oh, that person's gone. Everyone likes that person now. Oh, they're gone. Everyone likes this person now. Oh, what happened to them? Oh, they did this. It's like you just see people come and go already in our career, our career isn't notable lengthwise in any way. 8 years is like, it's most of my life, our lives, but...
Still got a lot to go.
Yeah, I see a lot of people come and go, and I see a lot of people... there's only a couple that are still around since we have been around as well, in the pop space. Yeah.
Are you more proud of the music you've put out over the last few months than ever before?
I think it's very ambitious and forward thinking. I don't know. It's difficult because, like, obviously at the moment, I'm so proud of Teeth, and you got to stand behind that, and I do, like, with everything, but... it's not like I hate our earlier stuff. It's like at the time I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like we're in a band and this is like so fun, and I love the music we're making. But looking back, I was 16. I'm 22. Three now.
You're 23.
Jesus Christ, that did not look good. Anyway, but it's like you're a different person than you were back then. So it's not like you don't like it, but I'm definitely more proud in this very moment of Teeth than I am of, Don't Stop.
It's different perspectives that you have over time. I feel like everything is just relative to where you are now. So I just instantly feel more connected to this music just because I've been living in it for the last year or so.
Yeah.
Would you say it's the music you always wanted to make?
Yeah, of course it is. But, we weren't, I don't know. We've had to change so many other things in our career in order to even make music like this in the first place. Like,
so it's a feat in many ways.
It's like one piece of like a 12-piece pie that we've kind of had to bake.
And it takes a while.
Metaphors.
I like this, yeah. 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's been, it's been great. I mean, we're going through a very liberating period of our career, which is awesome.
And the rest of the album that we've made also is just so good. It's like it really helps like shape the direction of where we're at right now, and it's hard to get across when we're like talking to people about it, because there's only 2 songs out right now, but the rest of the record just lays these like insane foundations that just make so much sense with where we're at right now.
How many songs are done?
Like 12, maybe.
Yeah,
10?
maybe 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Oh, actually, I think it might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 maybe.
Yeah, we had like a list in an email the other day of like a
track list. Yeah.
Wasn't in order, but there was like, I can't remember, 10 or 12 or something, maybe more.
Do we have a
14.
date?
Yeah, early next year. I mean, I know that's not a date, but
So post tour with the Chainsmokers and Lennon,
yeah.
Yes.
2020.
Yeah, but we'll have lots of songs out this year.
Mm.
Yeah.
Songs that are a part of this album?
Yeah. So it's kind of like we release a bunch of, it's a bit different to how we usually release music, and we'll have released music in the past. We'll like put out, more than just 2 singles. I don't know how many exactly at the moment, like maybe 3 or 4 or something. And then the album will be like kind of at the end of the tour. At the moment, everything can change, but at the moment it's like after the Chainsmokers tour, and we kind of put out our own thing, and then,
Another album.
go on from there.
Yeah.
But
2019.
everything, we've kind of learned that everything's pretty up in the air, so it could come out next week. You never know.
Surprise.
It could.
Some Beyonce. But it is 2019, and you got to adapt the way you release music.
Yeah, but that's a balance you need to learn as well.
And we've talked about that so many times, but like that, there's 1,000 things that one needs to learn to adapt to now.
Yeah, people think release a little too much these days.
You think so?
I think so. Because I'm not inspired by it. It doesn't feel good when they do it. It's kind of like, damn, on to the next. It's like,
You feel like there's a lack of attachment from the artist.
yeah, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
just and just that's just artist feelings.
But how do you balance that, right? How do you feed the beast while keeping your integrity intact?
I think putting faith and putting your music first rather than the attention span of the audience is important. You need to this is fucking awesome. I love this music I made. I'm 2 years, 200 steps ahead, and I've got plans, and I'm ready to do this for a while, not like kind of doing things on the fly too much and getting
Throwing it out there.
oversaturated.
Yeah. It's almost like with Teeth, like we love it as a band so much, and it's so cool for us, and it could, I don't know how to say it with that. Like it could do nothing, or it could be the biggest song ever, and it kind of, there wouldn't be any sort of feeling of, oh, we got to move on to the next, or this is like this is a failure. It's because it's a great song either way.
Creatively satisfying.
It has to fulfill you.
Yeah, I always say that, like, it has to be a hit just for you. It's like, do I love this? I love this. Cool.
Now other people can.
Because otherwise I'd sit in here all nervous, like, yeah, I know it's not that good, but it's doing well. So
Have you felt like a record? Have you felt that way towards a record
I felt like that before.
in the studio?
I don't know, but I felt unsure. And when you're unsure, then, I don't know, that's kind of not where you want to be
you don't-
standing.
You can't be unsure about something that's going to be attached to you for the rest of your days.
Yeah.
If we're unsure, I wouldn't be in leather jeans right now. You know what I mean? I'd be like in like regular jeans.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about this song, but I'm like in here. Teeth is dope. Love it. The band loves it. These pants. That's
Celebration. What are you thinking, Daniel?
Whose story is Teeth written about?
Teeth is an embodiment of, like, it's very seductive and underfoot type of song. I mean, it's a feeling of being trapped for the wrong reasons. Also, it just spews a codependent toxicity, this song.
So it feels like a toxic relationship.
Yeah. Which we don't want those, but we do sing about them.
yeah.
Say no to bad love.
It almost feels like, obviously it's gonna feel different to everyone in the room writing it, but it's like that. I don't know, when you've kind of, I mean, in my head I picture the relationship I'm currently in, and it's like that. It was that weird bit where you're figuring each other out, and you kind of, we're together, we're not together, and it's kind of like I don't know, it's a weird kind of tumultuous.
And then one day you introduce yourself to someone and say, "Hey, this is my girlfriend." And that's the first time she's heard it.
Yeah, it's
Like, what?
yeah.
She's like, "Wait, I'm your girlfriend?"
We didn't talk about this.
It's like, I thought so.
Yeah, it's
Are we
a-
not?
yeah, it's a funny one. It's pretty dark though, you know. I
Yeah.
don't know. You've had a few drinks, you go to their house, or you know, vice versa, and you're like, "Oh my god, I messed up. How can we fix this?" This is a pretty terrible way to put it, but
the video's
know.
dark
Yeah.
I like that. That's the name of the album.
dark AF.
What a terrible name. We don't know what to call it though.
The album?
We're still thinking about
You
it.
got any ideas?
I got to hear the songs. I don't know if it should be like you should take one of the song titles and use that as the album title, or if it should be like a book and it gets its own title.
Oh, like The Adventures of.
Yeah. Four best friends with
We'll be doing that.
name 5 seconds of summer.
Thank you for the idea. No, I'm kidding.
No, it needs like it needs a title, or it could be reflective of a song.
See, I think that we did the song title. We
Yeah,
did
we
the
already
song
did it.
title one on
We've
the
done it.
last album,
Yeah,
so
we
it
did it.
needs to be something.
I want it to
separate.
be like Back in Black or something. It needs to be like the fourth album, like stamp, like this is the that you listen to from us forever.
Forever.
Is it hard for four guys to agree on one title?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
A
hard.
lot of group texting.
Youngblood was relatively easy. That was pretty
Yeah, that's
easy.
Kind
Sure.
of, but then remember they came in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
horrible.
then, I mean, first, I don't know if you know the story of the first record, but it was in like 2014, and we were in a Viano on the way to like a regional radio tour in
Lincoln
the UK,
in the UK.
and our manager, who's sitting right there on the end there,
He always gets roped into this.
he always gets roped into this, and he puts his head in the car and he goes, "Hey guys, so we have to in a couple hours decide on the album name. What do you think?" And we're all sitting in the Viano. We take out our headphones. We're like, "What?" He's like, "You have to like decide the album name. We need to let them know in like a couple hours." We were like, "What?"
You need to do it in like a panicked English accent though.
Yeah.
Guys, we need the album right now. We need the album title right now.
And then we were like, "I don't know, self-title it, I guess, because that's the best we can come up with right now." And then there we go.
Pretty
Self-title.
bang.
And then he showed me the album cover. I was like, it looks bland as hell. So he handed me a Sharpie. If you look at the album cover, I literally just drew on it.
Just sharpied over.
Like it was a
There we go.
it was-
Album.
We were so
Send it to
out
the
of
masses.
our depth at that time. We were like, it was crazy.
You have time now to figure it out.
I don't know. I think
We
we're
do.
pre-prepared now. a little
You're
more.
too prepared.
Yeah.
That's like a real thing, though. By the way, like to feel like over prepared, or I don't know, just a difference in your process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes good things come when rushed,
Sometimes.
or not. I don't know.
It's definitely one or the other.
Yeah.
Tour prep, how are we doing?
It's good.
Pretty
Set
good.
sounds good. We
Yeah.
finished rehearsals.
Are we like changing arrangements to keep things
Yeah.
fresh? What do we
Oh
do?
yeah.
It's all new. Everything's different.
Top to bottom.
The whole thing.
Okay, so like how does that happen? How does that come to be? Who start like who?
Well, the point of this tour, obviously, it's maybe a little bit of a curveball. It makes sense to us, and hopefully some other people out there now.
Because we're planners.
Yeah.
you
This
plan?
wasn't a rush
This wasn't like,
decision.
oh yeah, I'd love to go on tour with you guys. It was more like, when we look at, the
No,
data.
It was
stats.
methodical and strategic.
Well, it is. Because everybody that goes to their shows doesn't go to our shows. So
It's perfect.
it's
Alas.
there we go.
We're playing
Science.
the same show.
By the way, I think that's great because between you have a ton of hits. So even if you don't know the deep cuts, you know the hits.
You should have
Hell
a good
yeah,
time.
dude.
If you don't have a good time,
That's a problem with you.
I don't know.
Yeah, then that sounds like a you thing. Not a me thing.
But we've like literally we've remapped how we put on a show. So it's like I'm really excited for the people that are coming to see us. It's going to be really different compared to what we've done before.
What is that? Is that wanting to take on a new challenge?
Well, it's inserting the new influences and the new sonic and the new sounds, and you put it into your old songs, and then you make these kind of epic arrangements of, because we have 4 albums to take from. So now we're getting into the fun part where you get to dip in and out of eras all the way through your set, and that's a really exciting journey for people to kind of witness, and that's a great part of our career at the moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Who leads the way with the rearrangement, or do you do it together?
We all are great at arranging live experiences. I mean, that's one of our main talents as a group. I think we're really good at live composition. Yeah.
I will be there November 26th in Inglewood, California. This is me inviting myself.
Yeah,
good.
cool.
Yeah, come along, please.
I'd like
Just one ticket though. Just one. You have to come alone.
Can I bring my dog?
Nah, maybe.
We spelt Zach.
He
wrong
can
as
come
well, so-
backstage. Yeah. CK.
How does the Teeth video relate to the song, and how did you come up with that video?
Yeah, we work with a French Canadian
Yeah, yeah.
director,
Frenadian.
His name's Thibaut, and we've been kind of diving into the personal journeys of each guy in the group, and that's there's always a couple underlying narratives that we try to tap into. Obviously, staying true to the song, staying true to the vibe of the song. What does that look like visually? What do we want to look like in a live experience? How do we get the live experience into this video? How do we make the things we did 6 months ago make sense in this video? How do you make the next single make sense with this video? You know, you think about all these things, and then you come up with a concept that seems striking and involved from the group. So each person is represented in this music video, and they're going through a tormented situation, and they come out and end up in the light, you know? So that's kind of the process, and it's relative to our career at the moment. Everybody's been going through these individual things, and we're all coming out on top, hopefully. So, yeah.
Can you guys explain what each of you are going through that it represents in the video?
I think being too straightforward with it. I mean, obviously, each person in the group is going through a challenge, and it's almost like it's relative. There's a couple references that we made early on, particularly that we're trying to get through in our music videos. I mean, there's this movie called Beyond the Black Rainbow, which is about kind of chemical testing on the brain, and you go into your mind and you find what you're most fearful of, and you kind of have to confront it and hopefully kill it and come out on top. It's kind of like a DMT trip, if you've ever heard of that.
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it.
So in this video, it's us confronting
Right.
these kind of fictional challenges and coming out on top and reuniting as a group. Yeah.
Okay. So like Michael, you're climbing up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Yeah.
represent anything in your life?
So I think the challenges per se are more metaphorical as just like a specific challenge that would look cool on camera. But I think it's more like philosophical of the sense that we all go through our own things individually in order to come together as a group in the end, you know.
Yeah, and there's little like notes and things in there. I mean, we pay a lot of attention to whatever we're wearing in this video, we'll be wearing in the live circumstance.
Cool.
And lots of different little details that we enjoy in an artistic, relaxed sense. I think throwing like these really intense definitions that are personal on these things publicly would be a mistake.
It's hard. It's in the ears and the eyes of the beholder, right? It's different to
Totally.
everybody.
Because I can find a reason for it, because that's kind of, you know, I'm an imaginative person. Like I could throw you 1,000 definitions of my challenge, but it just is what it is in the video.
How does this record and this creating Teeth, does it change the way you work on the rest of the album and the way you create the rest of the songs? Or like, what was the order? Like, have we even heard the first song you created for this next album?
Well, it was kind of easier, wasn't it? That was the first song that kind of started us being on the track for the fourth record, because, you know, as we told you last time, it came through Andrew and stuff like that. And then kind of having that as a seed at least helped us start the creation of the fourth album process with at least some sort of context, you know what I mean? And having done Youngblood and stuff before, we knew that there was a pocket that we wanted to fill, but we also knew that we wanted to get a ton of different influences in.
Yeah.
So it was kind of and you know, Teeth was actually one of the later songs that was done during the period that
It was
we were
in the
writing it.
last 4 days we made that one.
So it's they were all kind of reflective of each other, and I don't know if we told you, but did we tell you that we got together like as a band and played live?
Yeah, you
in order
jammed
to
first.
create like
Yes.
some of the track beds. Yeah, so it was like all of the experience, and it went so quick as well that it's hard to even pinpoint what moments it shifted because it was just moving so
Yeah.
rapidly.
It was intense as well because we didn't have a record label at the time.
And you were just building the album anyway.
Yeah. We're just kind of out there. Kind of trying to create something that was purposeful to us, and then we had a lot of other things to work out after that.
Yeah, I honestly didn't remember. It was like a month or a month and a half of like
It's just so
being
fast.
being in Andrew's dungeon. I would just go to the studio, be there for
Yeah.
X amount of hours, drive home, sleep,
Again,
and then get up,
Yeah.
go to the studio. Like everything just kind of falls. I don't know if you can swear here, but everything just. Sorry, everything just falls. Everything just falls to like kind of in your personal life. Well, for me anyway. You know.
Because you invest. How long top to bottom are you like, going there every day?
But then,
2 months.
That
2 months?
2 months.
months.
But
That whole sentence.
Sorry.
Is insane.
But aren't you then inspired by the fact that your relationship is falling?
No, it sucks.
Yeah, but then you get songs like Teeth. You know, it wasn't an easy time.
you can't live like
Is it
that.
worth it, Luke?
It's not a good way to
What?
live.
Is it worth it?
Yes. You get that balance. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tested pop. You get that balance though, and I haven't figured it out yet.
You good, dude?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
No,
but
yes,
yet
yes,
you
very
don't
well.
find that balance this early, and I feel like at this point, when we go into make an album, I kind of have blinders on and just go in for it, and that's why it falls apart in your personal life sometimes.
You're becoming.
Yeah, and then you get songs like Teeth, so that's kind of what it's about. Also,
You
know.
fully invest yourself.
Yeah, and maybe that's the wrong way to do it, and eventually, maybe the next album you'll figure it out more. You'll be like, hey guys, I'm gonna do this instead of
Achieve balance.
I'm gonna achieve balance.
I don't
No
know.
way.
Daniel Day-Lewis lived as Lincoln. Okay, man?
Mm-hmm.
And he played Lincoln.
Shia LaBeouf does that.
Real.
He lives as Shia LaBeouf.
So did the car.
He's constantly. Remember we saw him like a couple months ago. He was reading.
At Sportsman's?
No.
He got really pissed off at me because he lives near where I live.
He got pissed
on my
off
street.
at you.
And
Yeah,
where
because
do
I
you
was
live?
driving and I was making a terrible parallel park. Like I was blocking the entire street.
Oh no.
And he was just sitting there, probably coming back.
I didn't actually realize we had 3 separate Shia
We
LaBeouf.
all had different
Well,
Shia
that's
LaBeouf
Shia
encounters.
LaBeouf
Anyway,
stories.
he was just like, he was looking at me, and I actually at some point I rolled down the window and I was like, I'm very sorry, Shia LaBeouf, I can't park. And then he went around me.
That's ridiculous.
That is
Wow.
ridiculous.
Sorry.
Watch
Anyway.
out, because the next time he sees you, it might trigger something in him.
You might just have like a random moment of like just anger, and he might start joking.
So, Shia LaBeouf.
What are the other Shia LaBeouf stories?
Just
Well,
Let's get into it.
Well, where we see him,
we were in a wine bar. It's weird. It's like in
he was studying lines.
yeah, in LA, no one really people look at me like, oh, but they won't really go up to someone of that caliber for some reason. I mean, some people will. It's just
No, you don't want it.
weird. Like that's the guy from the Transformers. Like
He's
the
that's the role you
14-year-old.
think of.
That's the role I think of. Oh, Holes actually I think of.
Oh, it's like that dude from Zathura.
You should have told him.
The guy from Even Steve.
He loved holes.
God, he was good in it.
He was good.
God, you were good.
Your finest work.
That's like someone coming up and being like, "Oh my God, I loved your cover of Justin Bieber when you were 12 or something."
Yeah, it's a kick in the balls.
That's what happens. That's what happens to us though. We'll be doing.
Hey,
stuff.
I wasn't even in that cover. I don't-
Someone comes up to us and be like, "Hey, I used to love your band," and you're like, "Cool, thanks."
They really emphasize that they
Used
don't
to.
like you anymore, though.
I used to think you
Used
guys
to.
were so good
In high school.
Like,
But now,
oh,
Do you
yeah,
wanna
back
talk about
when I
this?
was in high school? I loved.
I don't know.
you
We got
guys.
it.
Yeah.
It's a therapy session.
Make sure we're defining things we should talk about in private
it's
and with Zach Sag.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
it's people not liking you, that breaks my heart a little bit. So,
Yeah. Them.
Amen, Zach.
how do you channel that? Like, do you kind of let it-
Rage. Rage. No.
breathe.
Thank you. Sorry, I just started the mic.
Well, because ultimately, at the end of the day, like they could say anything they want, but you go
No,
home
they
to. I mean, they can.
They
How
can't
do
say
they?
First Amendment.
It was honestly just a pet peeve.
They can.
It's not really a big issue in my life. I just thought
No,
of
the
it.
point being is, you came up to me in the street and said you used to like me. I mean, me too. No, I'm kidding. But it's like
that's a good. That's
It's
a
like
good line.
It's
That
like
is good. Hey, me too.
we got new bops. Check them out. You might be swayed.
That's the pitch. You turn into pitchman.
Yeah.
I used to like you. Hold that thought. Try us again now.
What about this? I mean,
But they used to go, I used to love you when I was young.
and they're literally 17.
Yeah, and they're like, how old are you now?
It's like when
16?
I was a kid. When you were a kid. What, last week?
Teeth is a single. You should listen to it. It does deserve your ear. It's an incredible sound. It's a great record. I think you got another hit. Seriously, is that? By the way, you got some good radio records.
Thank you.
This
Thanks,
year.
man.
Thank you.
You should be very proud.
Sorry about
Thanks,
our
dude.
breakdowns. Yeah.
Oh, please. You know that my studio's always open for it. A final thought?
Was this whole Charlie Puth thing just a coincidence where you guys released a song together, then the
You know-
same day a week later?
What is this?
Wait, what?
The Charlie Puth you guys
That
released?
actually is a coincidence. We
Okay.
didn't know he was releasing today.
I think maybe he did. He if you asked him, maybe it was planned from him, but it wasn't planned.
I didn't think he would say that.
He probably wouldn't say it, but maybe, just think
Yeah.
about it.
Subconsciously, he knew what he was doing.
I don't know. It's a quinky dink, as we'd say in Australia.
You ever heard of that? A coinky dink?
No, I've never.
A coincidence. A coinky dink.
No, I've heard
Just a
it.
little
You've heard
bit
that?
cuter.
Yeah, you've been to Australia.
That was in a kids show.
It doesn't matter where it came from. It's brilliant.
Winky Dink. What was
Why are you so caught up on the origins of the phrase? Why can't you just accept it for what it
I think
is?
it's great. Oh, Winky Dink. What's the strategy behind the remix?
Strategy.
I mean, there has to be some sort of
It's like
behind
what is
easier.
it? Strat-
Oh, you mean Charlie Puth?
Yeah, the remix.
Oh, him singing on it? Well, I think it's a good bop for him to play live.
strategy.
And I think he rewrote a verse. So technically, like, calling it a remix is bull
Okay.
because it's a new song, kind
You know
of.
what? I found out we actually had to call it a remix.
So there were
Yeah.
technicalities, but I just wish people would give it a listen because it's different. Because it's Charlie singing a new part and he does a bunch of ad libs, and it's awesome. I mean, he's a writer on the song and he deserves every credit
Yeah,
he
he
gets.
killed it.
Because I mean, also I just like people to. I like to accept who wrote on our songs with us, and that's like a great. Just look, Charlie. This is how he would sound on the song.
Has he been on the show?
Oh, yeah. Ton of times. Incredible
Do you
human
do
being.
you like the song that he just dropped?
I love it. I do.
So good. I love
Really
it.
different, but also at the same time, Charlie.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, he's
Agree
gonna
with
come
that.
out with some great stuff.
Is he on any other record on this album?
No,
That's
He's
the
not
only
on
one.
the rest of it.
that's it.
Easier was it.
Was it?
It served its purpose.
Nope. We could do it again. We'll do another easier remix.
Yeah, we'll go again.
Easier remix.
I'm okay.
Me too. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
I'm okay.
Teeth deserves your ear, and really, you got to watch the video. Who cast those weirdos, dude? Those creepy,
Weirdos?
the scary people.
These
who-
four right here?
That's what I.
no,
Band
no,
members?
Who cast these four weird?
the people who are touching
like
your
that.
arm with the lights.
The casting.
They-
Yeah,
they freaked me out.
they were awesome. They were so suited for that part.
Yeah.
I guess Tebow, the director.
The guy, the dude with the rock hands,
Yeah,
came
yeah.
up to me. He goes, "Yeah, I know what we're doing here." And he goes, "You know what we're doing here?" I go, "What are we doing?" "We're doing Backstreet Boys." I was like, "No, we're not." He goes, "Ah, no, I know what we're doing. I know what's going on
Oh
here."
man, I liked him until I heard
He came
this
outside
story.
actually
It's
at
not
some
true.
point, and
It was
I
nice.
had a really good conversation with him about his dog.
Did he have
and
the rock
he's,
hands
he's
on?
super nice. He's actually like really great.
It was nice.
Buddy was his name.
Buddy, yes.
Wow.
Is that
Buddy.
1942?
Yeah, it's
The
empty
tequila.
though.
Oh, like to party, huh?
Damn, dude. All right.
Sometimes people like to bring us gifts.
chill.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
We should have brought you a gift.
Are you
I know,
are
I'm-
you shading us right now?
Clearly sending that.
The third time you've
Don't
been here
come
this
at us
year.
like that.
You know what? You know what? You're right. You're right. That's our
I
bad.
mean, I see a bottle of Malibu in the corner as well over there. What's going on?
We have really wide standards.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I want to clarify that when we got this as a gift, it was already there was only 25% left of it.
Oh, that's true.
They had
Who
drank
was it a gift from?
What, a T-Pain?
Ty Dolla Sign?
No, you ready? Jack and Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely not Ty Dolla Sign.
Do they roll around drinking tequila?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Some
Wait,
Fair enough.
hold on. Jack and Jack came in with a bottle of tequila in their hand and said, "Hey, you want this?"
Yes.
That's a crazy story.
Damn,
But then they took shots with us.
that's
okay.
upsetting.
Whoa.
Yeah, we
why-
probably won't get to
Why
that
don't we do
stage.
anything that cool?
I can't hold it together.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I have one shot, I want 3 more. Then
Okay.
we're getting crazy.
We can barely hold it together in this interview, and nobody's drinking.
Teeth, listen to it. Watch the video. 5 seconds of summer.
Fourth time.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thanks,
Hey, thank
Sheldon.
you. Thanks for.
I wish you luck with the edit.
We're not. It's all staying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
You know what show you're on, right?
If you have
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf on here, will you tell him about us?
Oh, I'll
Absolutely.
play him the footage on the 17 monitors. I
Have you
around
ever
here.
had Shia LaBeouf in here?
Whoa.
No,
Bit of
no.
a flex on the 17 monitors up in
No,
there.
they just do. They do nothing.
I guess you do have the most monitors.
You guys remember when Ashton said, "I'm not saying whatever." He said, "I'm not saying whatever comes to my mind." That
Damn
didn't
it.
work out.
10 Shia LaBeouf
Well-
stories later.
Sorry if we were.
You ever want to change
odd.
those colors?
Great. Yeah, I don't know how to control it.
You don't know how?
Yeah, it's
It's
really
not
sad.
Hugh.
Who knows how to
Panasonic?
do it?
No, I wish it was Hughes. That'd be cool. That'd be future.
Thanks for having us. Thanks
Yeah.
for playing Teeth. Or listening to Teeth.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Anytime.
No, we're
I
not.
was, I was gonna say that. Thanks for always having us. You always give like a really good, in-depth
Oh,
interview,
Oh.
and you always like show respect, which is
Yeah.
really nice.
It's nice.
and you've got a really cute dog.
Yeah.
he's definitely peed out there, and I think they're freaking out about it.
Okay.
I appreciate those words really deeply, and yeah, we do care deeply, and your music is awesome, so I love sharing it, and
Thanks,
man.
man.
Thanks, guys.
hopefully we'll be doing it forever.
Yeah, man.
Well, we'll see.
Don't expect
Lips
1922.
to God's ears. I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you did, please subscribe and also check out our podcast. There's a link in the description, and also comment and like and do things. Other interviews are on the screen somewhere, so click them. Thanks for watching.